So Jenica flicks the black ichor off her sword, flicks it over the edge of the tower's roof. Fellerin looks over at the body laying on the ground no more than 10 feet away and then off into the black, star-filled sky beyond. Pellis was a good man, brave, honest, and now dead. He looks back at the creature that killed their trusted friend. It looks just like Maywin. It talked like her, moved like her, smelled like her. That is, until it ate until it ate Pellis, and Jenica had to run her blade through it. And then it changed 1,000 times in a breath, each change into another being. Now that it lays dead, it's nothing more than a pile of black and purple flecked flesh. No eyes, no mouth, no limbs, just tight, eel-like skin. Was Maywin always this creature, or did it take her? If it took her, when? They'd been together every moment for months. What did it matter? They should never have come here. And Felrin was beginning to think he was never going to make it home. So, you guys, we ended last game. You had just chased the Weaverins off. You killed most of them. Some of them fled back into the tear and had a couple of discussions with Kelrin. Through some magical scientific methodology, you discovered that this was most likely a rift into the Astral Sea, and you had decided that you were going to find a way to navigate yourself into that, and that's about where we stopped. But right before we stopped, a small portal opened up, and a satyr who was bloody in the legs and holding his midsection came buzzing through on a magic carpet with a small Zinji woman and your friend Jeffrey, who hopped off the carpet, and you heard Ulrin mutter something about needing to go see a moose about a regeneration spell.
Did you castrate him?
I had nothing to do with it. I haven't seen him for a while, and this is how I found him. However, we have global problems, though I'm sure whatever it is you're dealing with here looks a whole lot worse as I look around and see, I'm guessing, the chaos that is...
I think it's about to get bigger than global.
It's actually not chaotic. You see the crater off to one side, a little ways away, which is just a completely smooth, sheared-edged globe of a crater. It is a half circle. Like, even to the point where when it connects, where the circle would hit a tree, it perfectly shears off the tree. Completely smooth, like it was never there.
Huh.
And then there is a large metal pyramid with several dozen people working in and out of it, and by the thousands, monodrones flying out of it, carrying buckets of pink goo, and they fly off and spray out of their mouths pink goo on magical anomalies to put them out. There's other Modrons flying about, but most of the creatures you see would be the one-eyed monodrone style. And your friends are standing there talking to a pretty ancient-looking gnome and a very agitated-looking young human wizard.
So, I guess stepping out of the portal and seeing that, I'll be like, hey, did you get yourself a new short one?
No, I think you can stay here.
Puff up a little bit and, like, get a little, like, defensive, like, hey, I'm the short one here.
I'll ask Kelrin if we can trade.
Hey.
Matt will just nod.
I'm keeping my gifts.
How weird would it be if we traded Tony for a different Tony?
So funny. Because that's exactly what would be doing.
Yeah.
So funny.
Jeffrey will, like, cinch up his bag and, like, I'm gonna keep my gifts then. I bought you something nice.
I will give him a very hearty hand on his back that pushes him forward
back.
a little bit. Yeah.
So, what'd you do? And I'll look at the hole. And then look at Mav. And then look back at
Mav
the
is
hole.
actually going to look at Otik and be like, Otik cast a spell.
Yeah. It was kind of weird.
I'm gonna say spell, and I'm gonna do that.
The spell.
I will.
Yeah.
I will
Wiggle the
jump
fingers
back.
a little bit.
Oh,
Hi, Mike. Oh,
Bye, Mike.
nope, sorry. I meant to turn my camera on, and I just closed the whole thing.
That's exactly how that should work.
Mike's like, I'm done for the night. See you guys. Enjoy.
Have fun.
So, we will be getting a visitor at our keep sometime soon. We should be ready for a international ambassador to be dropping by. So, yeah.
do we? I mean, obviously we knew he was going, but do we know? Do we really know much about Zinji?
A little bit. You know it's a country out there somewhere. You don't know much about it at all. And you barely knew he was going. He just started to make
Right.
communications with Ulrun when you left, and he mentioned that he was setting up an engagement, to take a trip to go get to find somebody who could help him become a better orator, and then Ulrun just kind of showed up and whisked him away in a very Ulrun fashion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jeff will be currently in a rather dapper little kimono. He's got those little wooden shoes on, and he just looks confused about why he's wearing them because he didn't remember putting them on himself.
All right.
And then I look at, is Ulrun still here?
No, he's gone. He took off right away. He had a fairly urgent problem to take care of.
Yeah, is the girl still here?
No, she's on the carpet.
Oh, thank you. I was really worried that I had some sort of lackey. Fan clubs are weird, and I'll just kind of like...
Okay. So I will bring Jeffrey up to speed on what's going on.
Okay.
Did you? I don't remember. Did you know why we were even out here?
Yep, Tony has a good idea of everything that's going on. I'm following the Discord, and Mike
All
and I
the
chatted,
memes.
so I know what's going on. I do need to update you guys on a goings-on that I don't think Mike has told you about.
I haven't. I purposely did not post anything about it until you were able to tell them tonight.
Yep, so they'll get it from Jeffrey's perspective. Pentagram team is global.
Pentagon or pentagram?
I don't
Pentagon.
know. I don't know. What the
Okay, I was like, is there another?
Jeffrey has no idea what the difference is.
Okay.
So he'll say Team Pentagon is global.
This is like Team Rocket.
There was a shadow dragon that was being utilized to harass the Emperor and had confiscated his child. So that's bad. And I'm fairly certain all of this has something to do with... and I look around, and I whisper Tiamat.
Do you say the name of the dragon?
I do, but the last time I said it, I got in trouble, so I'm real careful.
Is it the name of the dragon that we found in the mountains?
No, that was.
I don't know the Shadow Dragon's name. I say Tiamat's name, but I say it very carefully.
Oh, okay, you're actually saying Team Nancy.
Yep, Tiamat. She's the big bad,
Yeah.
She's
dragon.
yeah. Tiamat's
She's-
the evil dragon god.
She's doing things, and apparently she has an army, and the good dragons have mobilized but are not doing well.
Really?
Yeah. That's really all I know. I kind
So
of
the Pentagon team is under command of Tiamat?
it would seem that way. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. And we have allies. I just don't know who they are.
Othig stands up very straight and says he'll need more weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, with that, I will hand Mavamine the other half, the carbon copy of the contract from the Emperor for services and weapons from
Excellent.
the Granite Back Horde and Hold and whatnot. And I think I have a contract. I also have a carbon copy for a contract of a band named Tenacious D&D. And at some point in time, they owe us a favor. So
Nice.
there's that.
Mav is going to be documenting a little
how
bit
do-
about the Dragon and Pentagon cult
Yeah.
information.
Well, how does D&D Tenacious D&D owe us a favor?
I helped them get to hell, and because of the help I was to them, I get access to the Orator of the Emperor, but I gave them a contract to sign if they ever want to join the guild, but also within that is owing us a favor. Because I've learned from Mavamine how to make sure the contract is very one-sided.
I have nods in agreement.
And in typical band fashion, they just signed it without reading.
Is in typical.
Not a one of them went, should I read this? They're like, no, we'll sign it.
So they're part of the guild now?
Ipso facto.
Yeah, theoretically, but they're no longer on this plane, so...
I mean, that's all right. Neither are we in a minute.
they're going to be a little hard to access.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go be pirates out in the Astral Sea.
I will immediately change my attire, and I will look like a pirate captain.
Yeah, no. I think it's not a bad idea to take this guild international.
Nope. Interplanar.
Interplanar.
Intergalactic planetary.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Best.
I will say
ever.
we probably really don't want to affiliate with those guys. Everything they do goes bad for everyone else.
Have you met us?
Right.
They actually affected you for my legend lore spells. They're responsible for a large portion of your trauma, but they now
Really?
that I've been with
How
them, I
so?
totally understand. It wasn't their fault. They're just idiots.
I mean,
What did they do that
is
affected
kind of
us?
their fault.
They signed a contract somewhere.
Um,
I don't actually know a lot about that. It wasn't of legendary stature. They just are. What they did wasn't, but they are.
Jeff, you would know that they were manipulated by the Drow into signing pacts and alliances with Achilleos.
There you go.
Because he
That
was
the name I
definitely
couldn't
legendary.
remember.
They facilitated the negotiation of peace between the Yuan-Ti and the Drow and the Underdark. But
Oh my gosh.
in their defense, they were told that it would lead to more conflict between the Underdark houses. However, one of the other houses took advantage of that opportunity and actually turned it around. So they were actually the first group to see him in his real form.
Yeah, he's scary.
Well, we were the last.
Yep, you were.
Only kind of. He is actually in your keep in recreated form.
Is he?
Yeah, he
I
brought
made
you a
you
giant
that-
statue of him.
I made you
That's right.
taxidermied statue using other Yuan-Ti dead guys.
That's right.
Oh, speaking of gifts, Othig... Othig, I have an ornate... He likes glaives, right? That's his thing. I think I have just an ornate glaive of Zinji fashion for Othig. The contract was from Avamine. And then for you, Thanak, and I will just give you a plastic tote filled with colorful plastic blocks.
Interlocking plastic blocks.
These are for budding engineers, and I figure
Oh my
you're
god.
pretty good at stuff, so this is for you.
Okay, I will totally accept this. However, I think it's probably more appropriate that Andy gets that.
Yeah.
Player-wise, it is definitely more appropriate that gift goes to
For
Andy.
those that may or may not be listening, we made the tower into Legos and destroyed.
So
Not
they
just
sell
the
this
tower.
There's no we. You did that.
It was the whole section of the city. It was
Yeah.
like...
That's true.
and
I
then
believe it was a group decision to use the wand, though.
They now sell those in Zinji to as
Cost
Right,
at the
the
cost
victory.
of.
Tourists? The tourists. They sell them to tourists.
Yes, I was definitely a tourist there.
Huh.
Yep. So globally, basically, another war has started in the southeastern seas, as the Empire of Zinji has turned against their hobgoblin and ogre oppressors and is now fighting.
That's my fault.
That's
I mean, that's all right.
we can blame the bards.
I do blame the bards, but I Jeffrey is definitely one to not shy away from his accomplicery.
There was some pretty solid accomplicery there.
Yeah.
So good times. All right. So you guys are talking with Kelrin. You get everybody all up to speed, and he wants to know what you guys want to do next.
We should
At least get a rest.
That's what I was thinking. How? Because we're pretty. It's pretty. We need to sleep. It's
Yeah.
Like we've been traveling for like a day and a half.
Yep. And then you fought some weavers.
And we're a little beat up from the battle, but
Yeah.
we actually need to rest. Rest.
Yeah. So let's ask Kelrin if there's a place that we can just shack up for the night, and then.
Whoa! I'd not shack up with any of my brothers.
I'm perfectly fine with
This is
that.
where sentence structure matters.
So Mike, the weave is very exposed here. Is that what
That's
I
a great
understand?
way to say it. It is raw here.
I would say that this is the first time you guys have seen Jeffrey anything akin to aroused. Only because of his relationship with the weave.
There's definitely no shacking up happening.
Mav is against all checking up where Jeffrey's aroused and there's things exposed and things
He's
are
just
raw.
Humming to himself very romantically as he's looking longingly at the crater. So
Hope they just wants more weapons.
Right on.
So Ryan, go ahead. Just don't forget that you have another glaive. Just
That's awesome.
This glaive would qualify as an exquisite made weapon. So if you wanted to get it enchanted with a good high level enchantment, this weapon would qualify for
I
that.
thought he said it was ornate.
It is ornate. Yeah.
It's usable ornate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's masterwork. This is
Oh!
not just a weapon. This is a piece of art in weapon form.
Yeah. I can't remember the
Sweet.
name of the weapon, but it's the Oriental style glaive.
Naginata.
That thing.
Yep. All right.
That
So
is what that would be.
let me give you guys your long rest then. So you guys take a rest, and you go over some details with Kelrin before you head to rest. He and Roland are walking back towards the pyramid. Other groups are pulling themselves back together from the Weaver battle and heading back there as well to get back to research. And Kelrin, this would be the point where Kelrin explains to you guys somewhat how the Astral Sea works and busts out that chart. Which, it's funny because after I published it, I was looking at it, and I really didn't like the pattern circliness to it. And then Lynn, at Thanksgiving, pulled out a baker's mat. I've never seen one of these things. And it has, like, a circle pattern in it for, like, cutting out how big you want something, like, for pie crusts and stuff. Except all of the circles meet up at the top, so it has, like, this clamshell look to it.
Oh,
And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's totally how this chart should look, because the layers all do interlock and overlap, even the ones that are further away from other ones. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. So I'll probably do a new one and do that. But he tells you that the chart is really... You can't chart the way the planes have woven themselves together. But this is the most sensical thing you can do, is to say it's kind of layered. Where the further in you get, the more you get to the core of creation and the heart of everything. And the further out you get, the weirder everything gets. You know? So it goes from the core of creation to the elements, and that stuff kind of operates by certain laws and things. But then you get into the odder places like the Feywild that bleed into those. And then somewhere right after that is where all the planets are. And then it's the far realms where stuff is just alien. And the Astral Sea is kind of like the space between that weaves through all of that. So when you look out into space, every planet has its own space, but all of space is touched by the Astral Sea. If that makes sense. Why is there a happy otter eating something?
You said otter space.
Oh, I did not catch that at all.
It was the way that you said outer space. I heard outer space, and I got
I'm
excited.
sick.
I know.
Leave me alone. This is hard enough.
The otter makes everything better.
I think you're just gonna start coughing after that. Be like, this is hard enough.
He's working on his Edith smoker's cough.
All right. And he wants to know if you're really serious about going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He's going to put a few people on a few plans to see what it takes to navigate such things. And then he says, he starts to mumble to himself a little bit, and then he just wanders off. And Roland says he does that all the time. Just starts mumbling and wanders away.
Man, that really is annoying.
And so Roland shows you to your rooms, and you guys go to sleep. And the next morning you wake up, and you're inside the pyramid. You're like in kind of a loft that sort of overlooks the main work area where people are working and studying. And when you guys wake up in the morning, most of the mages and scholars and other spellcasters that have come to study and work this phenomenon, it doesn't look like they've moved. They're all in the same place, looking like they've done the same work. You don't even know if these people slept. And of course, there's Modrons everywhere, flying in and out of the building.
Is there... I don't know if we just kind of glossed over it, but is there, like, how are we actually getting there?
You don't know yet. You haven't really come up with a plan of how to get in there yet.
How did Jenik and Felrin get there?
No one knows.
We don't know. Okay.
They were some of the first people to arrive, and they were gone by the time Kelrun got there.
Okay, I wasn't sure if... I couldn't remember if they had got there while he was still putting up shop, but...
No, he came right a few days after them when a couple other people had moved into the area, and they had already come and gone.
Okay.
What you guys want to do?
I guess I'll go talk to Kelrin.
I would say Kelmer might be our best chance of...
See if he's got any ideas. Because he seemed to have at least...
While we're waiting around, Mav wants to talk to Jeffrey about the possibility of doing some legend lore on Carthana Dilithus.
The Red Dragon?
The Red Dragon.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to come up with content tonight. Like, if you want to work about that after...
Would that be one of the names that were mentioned by the Emperor?
No, it would not be.
Okay. With that, I will start with... So I want to do the legend lore, but I would also like to, if I can, use sending and ask the Emperor if he is familiar with that name.
You're talking the Emperor in Zinji, not Zelistan.
Correct. Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
I would start by pardoning or begging his pardon, and if I'm intruding, please let me know, and I won't message you again. But are you familiar with X name?
He is very busy. Currently, and you use your mind to send message to some degree, and you speak the words to another degree. It's a little garbled because he's chewing on hobgoblins.
Right. I didn't tell you guys about what he is.
And he says that your proclivity to bring up names that he does not want to hear in his presence is become unparalleled. With that,
yes,
I will send some information to you.
Sorry, sir.
Wow.
That's 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
Who was the first one?
Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Oh.
Okay. I just said it. I just burped the name and I got smoted verbally.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like amazing that this guy's even gonna still talk to you at this point.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
I single-handedly saved his son.
Well, single-handedly, did you?
That's the story that those on this continent will hear.
Okay. All right. That is until the greatest road band of all time starts singing a song about it. But
Yep.
chances
Well,
are you won't even be in that song, so it's probably fair that you get a head start. Legend lore would come back with a story and a tale of a group of explorers who found a dark, smoky cave on the side of a volcano shortly after man had crawled out of the caverns in the underground and come back from hiding after the shadow years had ended. And there they found this dragon. And the dragon mopped the floor with most of them, but a warrior and a young wizard woman were able to kind of put him back to task. And the wizard woman became very enchanted by the dragon's presence and turned on her ally. And then this red dragon had the ability to polymorph and to change form into a human. And they basically started a love affair which spawned the Dragonborn and half-dragons. And sooner or later he was killed and she was killed alongside of him. And they were left dead for thousands of years. His bones were scattered. And then a cult tried to resurrect him during the Nameless Crisis in Chamsburg about 400 years ago, but they were unsuccessful. And I just dropped a cough drop.
And you guys met this guy?
No, we just saw.
Found his crib.
But we don't really know what it was. Like, we don't even know if his bones were even necessarily in there or what. It was some sort of temple to him. But
We put rations in a hallway that probably closely resemble the laser hallway in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I was really hoping there were bombs involved again, because rations and bombs seems to be our thing.
Yeah, there have been several dragon cults that have spawned up around this particular ancient red dragon.
How much do we know about the Shadow Years? I know you had talked to me kind of vaguely about just it, but I don't know.
It was basically post-cataclysmic winter, either meteor strike or nuclear winter. The sky was darkened by ash for 1,000 years. At least that's what they say. Nobody really knows how long it was, but most people lived underground at the time because the surface was inhospitable.
But this dragon was just out on the surface?
Mm-hmm. He was found by a group of adventurers about 200 years after mankind returned to the surface.
Did other things live on the surface, or is that just...
No, there were other things out there.
Oh, okay.
Not much.
So it was basically just man and playable characters were on the underground.
Pretty much.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, so you guys get some legend lore on, get some messages going. Then you go and find Kelrin. Takes a while to track him down, actually. You ask several people. Nobody seems to know where he is. While you're asking somebody, a random mono drone says that they saw him walk out into the woods to the west. And it flies off on its business.
I suppose we'll go follow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys walk out to the west, and it doesn't take you too long to find him. The woods have been pretty cleared out around the pyramid area. And he's sitting in front of a pretty good-sized bonfire, staring into the smoke. And as you approach, he puts his hand up. And I need you guys to make perception checks.
Nope.
Wow.
Look at that.
Perception.
Oh, hey.
Hey!
That's a big. Nice nat 20 plus 8.
Nice.
So, yeah. Anybody who rolls over a 10 hears this. So, Mav, you're not quite sure what's going on, but out of the fire, you hear a woman's voice that is apologizing. It says, I'm sorry, Kelrin. We're a little tied up here. Half the country's gone crazy. And he responds, I know, but I'm about to do something crazy. And you hear a sigh come out of the fire. And she's like, you're always doing something crazy. And he says, no, this is really crazy. I had to get a hold of him. And she's like, who him? Him? And he's like, yeah, him. That guy. And he's like, I can't say too much or it'll ruin the surprise. And you swear the fire face palms.
Are we in trouble?
And he's like, it makes me sad that you can't come though. And she says, I would if I could. And he's like, all right, well, good luck. And take care of the ravens. And she's like, I will. And the fire just goes out, like, instantly. And he turns around and he's like, how much did you hear? And he looks really shifty.
I have a big stupid
I heard
smile
nothing.
on my face. Only
That
barely
you-
visible through the beard.
That you got him involved.
Oh, but you don't know who him is?
I have no idea who him is.
Great. And he, for the first time, he doesn't look grumpy. He looks very gnomish in his demeanor and behavior at the moment.
Okay.
Mike,
Yeah.
Olorin referred to a him. Would this be the same style of him?
No. Wait,
Okay.
maybe.
Just making sure. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When Ulrin flew off, when he left me, he's like, I'm going to go see a man about a thing. And I asked who he was going to see, and he just said, him, and flew off.
No, this isn't the same him.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's a different guy.
There's actually a guy named him.
There might have been. I was in an Oriental nation. That might have been a thing.
So, he's like, well, you're just going to have to wait. I found us a way to travel through the Astral Sea, but I'm waiting for it to arrive.
All right.
And so he's like,
He said us.
yeah.
Is he coming with?
Yeah, I'm coming with. I'm not going to miss the chance to go into the Astral Sea. Are you nuts?
Yeah, all right. No, definitely. Great. Come
You're
on,
probably
come
going to
with.
get yourself killed without me.
I mean, we're
we might
grandpacks.
get ourselves killed with you.
Yeah.
You might! And so he goes stomping back off towards the pyramid. And he's like, so I've arranged some things in my office. And he opens up a door in the pyramid to his office. And there, sitting in his chair with his feet up on his desk, is a dark red skinned tiefling. His skin is smoking, and there is a bat flying around the room. And he looks at Kelrin. He says, Kelrin, how have you been? And Kelrin's like, you're here already. That was fast. He's like, wouldn't miss it for the world. Said we're taking a trip. I've been bored, you know. Those plainsmen are so dry. And Kelrin introduces you to a man named Flint.
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 Clearly,
Oh, yeah.
Tony knows who this is.
He's from the Lockwoods. Oh.
So
Okay.
Flint describes himself as a sorcerer extraordinaire with several
Yeah.
other powers.
I can't believe you just made a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball reference.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite characters.
Flint Lockwood!
The Flint of the Lockwoods.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So Jeffrey is kind of put out of sorts by all of this because he was really excited that he was really the only arcane, like the arcanist of our group, and now he's got two individuals who clearly overshadow him in the arcane world. And he'd just be like, "What do you guys even do?"
Flint finds that very humorous and begins to tease Kelrin a bit about it. He's like, "Yeah, what do you do?" And there's a bit of a bickering match that starts between them, thanks to Jeffrey.
Yes,
but it ends basically with Kelrin threatening to put Flint back in the mind bottle. And Flint's like, "Oh no, please don't put me in the bottle." And he's laughing, but he looks really scared at the same time. Like he thought that was funny, but let's not do that ever again. So, you guys explain, it's kind of a meeting moment, so I'm guessing you guys explain to him what's all going on, what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. If Kelrin is comfortable enough explaining, then I would be too.
Yeah, Kelrin seems very comfortable with this fella, like he's known him a long time.
I'm having the weirdest out-of-body experience.
You should be.
Yeah.
I would love to have given Andy an out-of-body experience too, but Minotaurs just don't live that long.
No, his body's already out-of-body experiencing.
Yep. So you explain everything that's going on, and there's a lot of talk about being able to travel through the Astral Sea and how they're going to do that. And Flint tells you that shouldn't be a problem at all. He's taking care of the travel arrangements. And they're kind of both excited to go, but a little nervous. And Flint after a little bit puts a little more stability to the conversation, letting everybody know that this is extraordinarily dangerous. What you're all about to do. That he's been there once or twice, and it's not a hospitable place.
Can you compare it to the Nightmare Lord?
He would rather be in the Astral Sea than dealing with the Nightmare Lord, but the danger level is pretty similar depending on what you encounter. You could travel the Astral Sea for 100 years and never actually even run into another creature. Or you could be there for 3 minutes and run into something that could eat a planet.
I mean, these guys were really only busy for like a year and encountered the Nightmare Lord. So chances are we're going to run into something really cool.
So he wants to know exactly what you're looking for, if you have any idea what you're looking for.
A person.
It's not even a person. I guess we'd be looking for this tower.
It's like that might be easier to locate than a person.
Once we're on the same plane of existence, I can send the person you're looking for a message to see if they even exist once we get there.
That would be helpful. Well,
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is in character or not.
You should probably decide before you ask it.
Well, the answer is probably the same.
Okay.
Because the information that I have is the same that Thanik has. If the Astral Sea isn't necessarily a plane, but it is the space in between planes, would stuff like sending even work there? Because you have to be on the same plane, but it's not.
Oh, I actually don't
plane.
for sending. Scrying is the one that requires being on the same plane. I can send sending anywhere.
No, sending does have a chance of failure if they're not in the same plane.
There's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive if they're on a different plane, but that's only a 5% chance.
Right? No, but my question is the Astral Sea count as a plane in and of itself?
Yes. Yes, it's both.
Both and.
So those things that say you have to be on the same plane, if you were to scry in the Astral Sea, you can ignore the needing to be on the same plane as somebody else if you're in the Astral Sea, because you are and you aren't at the same time.
That's cool.
Okay.
I appreciate that. That's really cool for like astral sea travelers and their ability to locate things. However, it's dangerous to be there. I like that mechanically.
And he does tell you that the more power of the weave you put out on the astral plane, the greater the chance you have of drawing something's attention.
Something as in what kind of something?
He says take your pick. Like,
Astral Dreadnought.
there's all sorts of... He starts to list creatures that you've never even heard of.
Yep.
And he talks about elementals and all sorts of other stuff that get snatched up there.
Good to know. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll have to be careful there. Is the weave organically present there like it is here, or is it?
He's like, you have to see it to explain it. But do you know the way smoke rides on the wind? Imagine a million fires producing smoke, and that's the way the weave moves through the astral sea.
All right, okay, that's intimidating. Like Jeffrey's trying to hide his
concern,
his excitement.
He's excited.
It's excitement again. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Athanic is as well. Like this is. Yeah. It's a very.
He's ready to get raw with some weave.
Calm yourself.
And well, then you guys talk for a little bit, and then Flint just kind of pops up. He's like, "Well, are we ready then?"
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Seeing that he's a tiefling, have we seen a lot of tieflings?
You've seen around. You guys had some... Well, these guys had a contingent of tieflings with them in the Underdark that they freed to take a ship in the Underdark and become pirates when everybody else went back to the surface.
Yep, I forgot about that.
That's right.
Yep, they're out there somewhere, cruising the sea. Yep.
Okay. But he looks like a trustworthy enough fella, so...
It seems to be. I mean, you can make an insight check on him.
Oh, yeah. I will happily make an insight check on my old character whose motives I know. Ooh, that's not bad. 23.
Not bad.
Is Flint one of your characters too?
Yes.
Jeez. Okay.
Flint is the replacement character for Kelrin, which makes it even funnier.
Yep.
So, he is certainly not all that he appears to be.
Yeah. All right.
It is pretty darn easy to see that there's something going on with him.
Does it look like benevolence or malice that is being hidden, though?
It's definitely benevolence, but maybe in a tomfoolery, trickery sense.
Okay.
From Kelrin?
No,
from Flint.
Oh, from Flint.
Flint Lockwood.
Lockwood.
I'm so glad that reference is not wasted on you guys.
Oh man, that's such a great movie.
It is. It really is.
All right, so you guys head outside of the pyramid, and Flint points out across the way to the best way to describe this thing is a large, like 30 foot around large bird cage. But it's, instead of being open space, it's glass. Its walls are made of glass between the rail rungs, and it has this big horn that wraps around the outside of it and aims upward towards it, and it's got a large handle on top of it. And he says, "That's our ride, or your ride." And he motions for everybody to get into the birdcage.
Okay. What could possibly go wrong with this? Let's go into the birdcage.
Kelrin opens up the door, goes into the birdcage. There's a table in there, a bunch of chairs, some workspaces, beds, the whole business. It's a little contained space for it's tight with 5 people in there, but a couple of you guys are pretty small. But there's enough living quarters and space in there for a while. And you're looking around out there, and you look back out through the glass, and you watch as Flint starts to tremble a little bit, and these wings sprout out of his back, and he hunches over onto all fours and sprouts this massive tail, and his neck elongates, and in about 30 seconds he transforms from sassy, rather arrogant tiefling into a fantastically huge, ancient-looking golden dragon. And he begins to beat his wings a few times, gathers up the birdcage, and grabs a hold of it and starts to take off. Now Kelrin leans into.
I forgot about that.
Is he actually a gold dragon, or did he just polymorph?
A gold dragon. He used true polymorph on himself a long time ago with Wish, and so until that is undone, Flint is the gold dragon and assumed the job of a gold dragon that died helping them succeed in their mission.
That's cool.
Yep.
And I'm sure over the years has found ways to make that at least a little bit more permanent.
Yeah, he's definitely very invested in his ability. So he takes off. Kelrin goes over to the horn and he yells into it that when he approaches the edge, not to the edge of the dome of the bubble, the crater of the sphere of the crater, not to cross over until Kelrin's done casting. Otherwise, you'll all be disintegrated. And then he mumbles something about that might happen anyways. But we'll see.
We'll see. What a terrifying sentence.
Well, we are going to the sea, so maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Seafaring rats.
Anybody want to do anything before you guys just get carried off to the Astral Sea?
I want to... Jeffrey, can you cast Seeming?
I can, actually.
Make us all dressed up like pirates.
That is a rather powerful spell, my friend.
Doesn't matter.
Pirates are rather powerful.
Mike, did you say the Neganata shares the same stats as a normal blade?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Mav is nodding with Thanac. Like, this is a well-used resource that we need to expend. No, it doesn't matter.
But we only need to be pirates once, so it's fine.
Mav looks at you and just says, "It's covered. I got this." Like,
all right.
Kelrin's not even looking at you. He just kind of nods and says, "I'd like to be a pirate." And then you hear the dragon growl from outside. Can I at least get a hat?
Yeah.
I will use my 5th level spell, and I will make us all look like pirates, including the dragon, who gets an eye patch and
give the dragon a peg leg.
Sure. Dragon's got a peg leg. So does Thanok, except it's his left hand.
Can you have the dragon have an axe
be a
buster
hook
too?
Yeah,
have
sure,
it be
you have a hook.
Excellent.
Thanok has a hook that looks kind of like the axe buster a little bit, but not quite.
The dragon needs an axe buster upgrade.
Guys. I just used a 5th level spell on jokes. I'm so happy.
That's pretty good. Tony, you can have an inspiration for that, for caving into the peer pressure.
No, Master Thanok has made a request, and he was persistent, so Jeffrey will oblige.
Backed up by everyone else.
I love it.
That's a 5th level spell. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Get to casting.
Yes, it is. That's exactly how Thanok says that too.
All right,
Welcome
so you guys
back to motivations.
fly out a ways. You are now pirates. You're all very happy about this. Kelrin's happy about this. He's starting to kind of cackle a little madly.
Do the skull and crossbones on our hats have beard?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't they?
Yes.
They have to. And Flint flies the cage up to the edge of where the dome is about, and Kelrin begins casting a spell. And as he does, you watch as the outside of where the shell of the sphere is begins to ripple. And you watch the magic go across this ripple, and it goes all the way down to the earth and into the ground and down along the edge of the crater. And then he casts another spell. Dang it. And the ripple intensifies, and you can see like this energy arcing across this massive sphere that is obviously still present around this crater. That this edge here is not moving in any way, shape, or form. And Kelrin mumbles something about how this might never be able to be taken away. And then he goes back at it again, and it looks like he's ritual casting to some degree. This isn't a normal style or use of whatever spell he's working on. And you see the ripple start again, but this time there's a gaping... Well, you can't tell if there's a hole or not because the sphere is invisible, but there's a very apparent area where the magic does not start rippling right at the center of where he's been working it. And then he yells into the horn, I think it's good.
Would with my ability to kind of manipulate the weave, would I be able to assist that in any way?
Probably not.
Okay.
He's casting a very well rehearsed high level wizard spell. So
as far as like the ambient magic, just kind of in the area, not necessarily helping him, but
no, but it is definitely something to take in. He's using a form of dispel magic that is way beyond what's it's normally used for. It's really in a different level and form of it.
Okay. Ritual casting. I'm gonna raise telepathic bond.
Okay.
So,
how many people does that get?
Bunches.
Bunches. Okay. Bunches. So you cast telepathic bond on everybody.
8 willing creatures.
Okay. And Flint kind of dips his nose forward and flies through the hole. In the minute that he and the cage make contact with the edge of the sphere, the cage is yanked out of his claws. Whoops. And he is flung into the sphere. You guys fall a little bit, hit the edge of the sphere, and then you guys are shot into the center of the sphere. And I need dexterity saving throws from you as it tumbles around and around and over again. Extraordinarily fast. Hey, oh, that's a terrible roll.
I am going to use Indomitable.
Yeah, you should. Well,
it's not a 2.
It's not a 2.
Not a 2 at all. All right. So
then I rolled a 1.
Then I.
Oh, but you have Indomitable.
Indomitable. Yeah.
You get tossed around and your face just gets smashed up against the glass and you're pinned there and the glass starts to crack a little bit and you're smushed against it. Your face is all flat and pressed and it hurts you a lot. You take 20 points of damage. Everybody else takes 10. As you're tumbled around a bit. And then you guys watch as out the glass you see Flint being pulled into the center of this sphere. Or at least the area, because you can't see any part of the sphere itself. And he starts to elongate, almost like pouring food coloring into a swirling water down through a funnel.
Man, I can see it. This is great.
And you can see it. And he's obviously in pain. And then he's just gone.
Yep.
And you guys hit the funnel next. And I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
I'm so excited.
Nice.
Hey-oh.
Let's see. How are we doing here? That's everybody. Oh, that's good for everybody. So that's only going to be 11 points of damage for everybody as you feel like you're being turned inside out. As you are pulled into this center area. And then you just pop out into blackness. Everything around you is black and dark, and then all of a sudden things start to come into focus a little bit. You see little pinpoints of light everywhere, and it begins to look like the starry sky at night, except there are millions more stars than you could have ever imagined. And you are, to some degree, I want to use the word tumbling end over end, but it's really slow. The birdcage is turning, but it would probably flip like once an hour. That's how slow it's turning.
Oh.
And you guys are adrift in what you hope to be the Astral Sea. And Kelrin stands up and he looks around and he's like, well, I've had worse nights, and then throws up.
Do we see Flint? I wanted to call him Keith for some reason.
Keith?
What?
I don't know.
That's true. Alright. Make a Keith check. That's a perception. You can make a perception check as you start to look around. Anybody who wants to can. Thanak, you're really pretty disoriented still. The lights to some degree are swimming. Otha, you're... yep. Yeah, your heads are spinning.
What was it? Perception?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not so bad. That's pretty good. Jeffrey, you're doing a little bit better than the others. You're not quite sure why, but you're looking around and you don't see Flint. But the pod you're in, the bird cage, he doesn't see Keith either, unfortunately.
Okay.
The bird cage is tumbling towards something, and you're not sure what it is. The only reason you can make it out is because as you move forward, you see stars like disappear from the skyline, and then as you move a little bit, they come back in, and you can vaguely make out some shapes not too far in the distance, but they're as black as beyond the stars. The only reason you pick them up is because they interfere with the passage of light at certain places.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's pretty cool.
You don't see it.
I'd point that out for the others.
That's true.
Yeah, when you point it out to the others, and they're all kind of bleary-eyed and dizzy looking, and they all look the wrong direction, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I see it."
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, totally pass it off.
And then something bumps your pod.
Oh, of course something bumps our pod.
Can we see what it is?
What bumps our pod?
Mav, you go to look immediately at what bumps your pod, and you start to look out the window. You kind of poke up over the ledge, and you look out the window.
To be fair,
Oh, can we just stop for a second and point out that Thanak rolled initiative?
Matt was probably trying to look at the stars that Jeffrey was pointing out, and he's like, "Oh, something's bumping into our boat."
It looks like...
Thanak's all like...
And you guys have been underwater a lot in your lives, which is a really strange thing for a dwarf to say.
Yeah.
It's very true.
It looks like a sea anemone, or an urchin that has bumped into and latched onto your pod.
Matt would just yell, "Greetings, fair
Ho, friend!
Ho, friend. Please detach yourself from our..." Oh, I have advantage on that if Jeffrey's helping.
I can.
And guidance. Oh, definitely not that. Please detach yourself from our worthy sea vessel.
All right, so
Yar.
Tell him if he doesn't comply, we'll hit him with the phasers, full power.
you begin to speak, and where
You have
this
2 seconds to comply.
where this thing's attached, it looks like kind of like a fleshy like pod, almost like a big suction cup. The suction cup kind of peels away, and there is a 9-pupiled eyeball in there, just staring at you. And then it lets go.
Thank you, good sir.
I'll
Fair
salute
travels.
the sea anemone.
I'm gonna wave bye and say bye.
You guys are all staring at this thing, and from behind you, Kelrin goes, "Whoa, that was weird."
Yeah. Hey, did you Jeffrey? Did you cast telepathic bond? How far does that reach?
Oh, that's a wonderful question.
That is a wonderful question.
Because maybe we'd be able to still contact Keith.
Make a Keith check. See if he's around.
The communication is possible over any distance, though it cannot extend to other planes of existence.
Okay.
Sweet.
So,
Keith, Can you hear us?
You hear for a moment, you hear him clear his throat, and he's like, Roger, this is Keith, over.
Officially now Flint's dragon name.
Yeah, he's in Keith form.
Keith the Golden Wonder.
So, he does respond, and he informs you that he can't see you anywhere.
That's convenient, because we can't see you either.
Yeah.
That's not convenient. I can move, you can't.
Well, right, but if we could see you and you couldn't see us, that would mean you were blind.
I mean, he's got a point.
You can hear him nod.
Irrefutable logic. Yeah, that's fair. So how is it that you move here? You just flap your big old wings, right?
Yes, I put my wings out and flap them just like I would in the air and fly. You, I'm guessing, are falling?
I don't know. We did just have this weird urchin-looking thing with 9 eye pupils, like, oblige us by removing itself from our thingy.
Oh, that's terrible. You should probably roll initiative. And as you say that, like, you hear boom, 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 and several things hit your pod all at once. And you watch as...
You guys laughed, but I was on to him.
I was laughing at him.
Mav is just gonna yell, "Release the old thing!"
Release the old thing!
So yeah, you can roll initiative as you see several more urchins latch themselves onto your ship. And instead of an eye showing up this time, like a big puckery mouth shows up its tongue comes out, but its tongue looks like stone, and it just starts tapping super fast on the glass, and the glass starts to crack and splinter.
Oh,
I should say that was not supposed to be persuasion, but in fact,
Initiative?
intimidation.
Oh,
Intimidation.
Oh.
So that should only be a 23, but
Okay.
24.
One of them looks like, oh man, this guy yelled at me, and that's about all you get.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Calren, are we able to cast through this bubble we're in?
No, it's meant... maybe?
Line of sight spells, but not directional spells, maybe?
Hey, would the same thing happen to us as what's happening to our glass cage? Like, if we would just, like, tumble freely in the space that we are in presently?
People say that you can breathe in the Astral Sea, so yes.
We should attach ropes real fast. Because this thing ain't gonna hold up.
I did say Kellerin. Flint is also here, and I believe you were also present momentarily.
Yep.
Crystal just got real, like, did you just say Kellerin? That was fun. She usually doesn't interrupt, but she needed to. I love it. Okay, well, I guess we're figuring this out in initiative order, so...
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys look around and there are 4 of these creatures attached to your...
Maybe it'll be fine without ropes, but...
And I need to get a Kelrin in here, too.
That's racist. They could be regular urchins.
Gosh, stop.
These ones are not on Annie.
I was just about to say, but the reason they're attacking is because they're underprivileged.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, gosh. That's not nice. You can't say that.
No.
We broadcast this message.
That part will have to get cut out.
I'll defend myself by saying Tony started it.
That's
Fair.
fair. Yep. I mean, you're not the first
Hold
person
on.
that would
I'm having
use that argument.
an issue. Where is... My Kelrin token is gone.
No, not the Kelvin token.
Yeah.
Does it look like a pirate?
Seriously, I don't see it in here anywhere.
I need to hand out some Wargong.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
There's Ava's. There's Minotaur. There's Dragonborn. You know what? I don't think I ever put him back in my bag after we started using Flint because I did a reformat in there somewhere. Lame.
Yeah, that's all right.
We will use this guy. Will work.
Oh, I can totally use that active inactive setting. I love it. I'm gonna remember that for all time.
Okay. And let's see. Kelrin is an ally, not an enemy. There we go. All right. So initiatives have been rolled. Kelrin is up first, and you see him cast a spell, and a giant pink hand shows up in space outside your pod, and it just reaches forward, grabs one of the 5 urchins, and pulls it off and throws it.
Awesome.
Bye.
There is a door. You guys could go outside to it. Kelrin does tell you that it probably has the pod itself probably has some form of gravity, but be careful. Mav, you're up.
Was there anything that we could latch onto with a rope to secure ourselves
There's
to?
plenty of ring style stuff in like tie offs and places like that for real. Yep. All over the place.
Mav is going to be tying himself off this round.
All right. So Mav, you tie off. Othig.
I'm going to do the same in an area where I can get out that door that he mentioned.
Okay.
Because I'd like to be using my bow
Okay.
initially.
So, sure. Not a problem. All right. So you
So
tie
I'll
yourself
tie off
off.
Yeah.
Get by the door. Got it. Let's see. And then the black urchins, 2, 3, and 4 all go. And they bore holes in the glass and begin to liquefy and pour themselves through the small holes in the glass.
Oh, that's convenient.
The room you're in. Yeah, right? You don't even have to go outside. Jeff, there are now 3 of them in the room with you.
Jeffrey doesn't like this, so he's going to pull out his blade. He's going to murmur. Actually, this isn't verbal at all, so it's just material. And he's going to flurry his blade, and he's going to cast Steel Wind Strike and make attacks against the 4 of them, reappearing in what would be, I guess, the center of this space where he feels the safest.
Okay.
I have all of them targeted. I will hit all 4 of them for 6d10 force damage.
This spell is bonkers, man.
I love that spell.
It's a 5th level spell. So.
Bonkers. Yep.
And that will deal 40 points of damage to all of them, and he will reappear near the center where he feels safest. Are any of us hurt? We are hurt. Oh boy.
I don't. Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should have at least 21 points of damage. Thanok should have 31.
Yep. So I'm going to use my undeniable magic and heal Thanok.
No, don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Because I want you to have the advantage on your saving throw. It has nothing to do with the healing. It's more for the
Okay.
Yep, which is now a D10, which I messed up last time. So
Nice.
So what does that do? It gives me what?
It heals you a little bit and then gives you advantage on your next saving throw.
Yep.
How long does that last?
Till you make your next saving throw.
All right.
Yep. So I'm targeting Thanak. Bonus action. Bap. 3 healing. Advantage on your next saving throw.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So, and that will end Jeffrey's turn.
Thanak, you're up.
I will just go right up to. There's no map to this, right?
Nope.
Okay. So I go up to the. We'll just say urchin number 2.
Sounds good, because 1 is still out of the room.
Yeah. That's a hit. And then again. And then.
Well, that was a good one.
That was a good one. You know what? We will action surge.
Right on.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is that 5 over their AC? I forgot to ask her.
This one would be 5 over their AC.
Okay. Do they bleed? That's a good question as well.
It does bleed. Some like pink viscous fluid splurts out of these things when you smash on them.
Oh, lame.
That's a 1. Jeffrey, you gonna do anything about that 1?
Oh, yes. Sorry. I will utilize my reaction.
Oh, okay. So do I re-roll? Is that what that is?
Reroll and you have to take it.
Yeah, I'll
Much
take
better.
it. Hey, thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey!
Oh, interesting.
I
Okay.
smashed him.
So you smash it that last time, and Thanak, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as this thing crystallizes and spikes begin to shoot back up out of it, back into urchin form, and they start launching at you.
Oh.
Ooh, very nice. So you dodge out of the way, but it is still going to get you for half. You are pierced for 10 points of damage, and then I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Is the 10 points halved already?
Yeah, that's already halved. It hits you for 21, but you'll take 10. And this is a poison effect, so you have advantage again. But you passed the DC, so.
Okay.
And you will take half of 26, which is 13, and then you can half that again to 6. So you take 6 points of poison damage on top of it.
Okay. All right. And I'll just yell out they're poisonous.
Yep. Let's see. And urchin number 1.
Mav will laugh at that statement.
Yeah.
Will smush it.
I mean, I kind of will too, because like it really didn't do that much. We're like, huh?
Yep. 1 will smush its way in through its hole and climb into the room. You watch as Kelrin looks like he's concentrating deeply, and then the pink hand comes swooping back over to the door. It knocks real quick, and then it opens up the door, comes in, and it's walking on its 2 fingers, and then it forms a fist and just smashes urchin number 3.
The most courteous of the Bigby's hands.
And that would be a nat 20.
Oh, yes.
Go dice.
Dude!
That is a total of 58 points of damage.
Yikes.
And that thing looks all kinds of bad.
Kelrin's party glove.
Mav.
Mav is going to troll the dead of the one that just took Kelrin's beating.
Okay, that'd be number 3. You guys, when I'm sick and we play D&D, I eat so many cough drops. I'm probably ruining my blood sugar today with how many of these dumb things I'm eating. I just thought about that. It's terrible. It's like sucking down candy.
You need to get a spray.
Yeah, I do need to get a spray, don't I? I didn't even think about that till right now. All right, well, you kill that one. And because nobody's next to it, nobody has to worry about making the saving throw.
How big of a spray does that seem to be?
They're about 5 foot around, the creatures, and so they stick out just past that into the squares adjacent to them.
Okay.
So they definitely spread out, and they would hit anybody who's adjacent to it, but...
Okay.
Yeah. Othig.
1's not inside yet, correct?
1 is inside, yeah.
4 isn't inside, or they're both inside it?
They're both
They're all
inside
inside.
now.
Okay, I just want to move in range of 1.
Okay.
I mean, like, one of them.
Yeah, pick one. 4, 1.
4. Yeah. Who's on third? I'm going to hit it with my glaive instead. And then I will back away.
All right. Are you getting within 5 feet of it, though, just in case you kill it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't think I will on this first turn.
You might not, but you never know. You get some crits in there. You never know. So that's a good whack. 15 points of damage.
Did it really resist?
Yeah, that said 0 damage.
0 damage?
It should not have resisted.
Maybe you shouldn't suck so much.
Is it because
I
you're using a
guess.
slashing weapon? Are they resistant to slashing?
They're resistant to slashing when they're in pudding form, but he's not in pudding form right now, so I will add that.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I will add that. Okay.
Puddings. Doesn't that mean that your thing's going to get damaged?
And then I'll move away 10 feet.
Just the tip.
Okay. So now that it's in the room, you watch as it forms into a ball and all the spikes grow out of it, and it starts to roll across the floor on spikes, and it rolls up to, I'm going to say Thanok's probably the closest to it.
Probably.
And you watch as these spikes start shooting out, and it's going to make 3 attacks at you.
Would it re-enter my range to use my reaction?
Yeah, I would say yes, because you're in a very small space. Oh, that's a nat 1. That's a recovery. Dude, nat 1! With a 2. So he has disadvantage this round. The rest of his attacks this round and next round. So cool.
Wow.
Does 12 put it down?
12 will not put it down. Thanok, does 21 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So you are lanced by this sucker for... Where are you at? 21 points of damage. It is partially resisted.
I put up my
you
ward.
put up your ward. Okay, cool. And then I need a con save from you.
Is this at advantage? Is this the
It's
poison one? Or...
Yep,
Okay.
it's poison again. For 5. You'll take 5 more points of poison damage. Jeffrey.
That's me. So looking around at everything that's going on, I'm like, hey, this is going pretty well. And I watched the hand yeet a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Yeet one of them.
it threw one of them off the dome back out into space.
Is that one coming back, Kelrin?
I don't know. I don't know how they move. I've never been here.
Oh, good. That's right. You're not actually a tour guide. You're more of just a
Tag along.
lackey, a tag along.
That's not even accurate.
You say a wacky?
You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you. Where did you find this guy?
Well, he found us, and we kind of were desperate.
I
We had just lost our brother.
Yep.
It was really a sad time in our lives.
Oh, so he's the replacement pet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Don't worry, you will be soon.
He's a rebound group party member.
That's so funny. I was just thinking of like making that similar.
And then I will viciously mock the.
no, we're viciously mocking.
Yeah.
We are viciously.
And I'll just look at it and be like, "You should have stayed a pudding." Oh wait, here's what your brain is, and then viciously mock it. Da-da-da-da. Do not target Thanok.
Yeah, please don't.
Target fan.
It failed, and it will take psychic damage.
You killed it.
And it will die.
You
I
insulted
need
it to death.
a dexterity saving throw followed by a constitution saving throw.
From
He was
Thanok.
right next. He was right next to me, right?
Uh-huh.
So, okay.
Sorry, Thanok.
No, that's fine. I can make these things for days.
Yep.
You're going to take 15 points of damage from the spikes, and then...
Sorry, bro.
That's fine.
No, what was the con save? Or the dex save? I need a dex save first.
Oh, the deck save is first. That's right.
Ooh.
Okay, so you'll take 31 from the spikes, and then you will take Another 5 from the poison.
Okay, hold on.
Good.
What was the total of that?
36.
And it does. Okay. Yep. So that will end Jeffrey's turn.
And then it is Thanok's turn.
Quick, go let the other one
Okay.
explode in you.
Yeah, I'm gonna quick before I do anything, use second wind because that seems like it's terrible. And then I will go make a friend. This guy. Is that over the AC?
Yep.
5 over. Okay. That's a good one. Is his what's the word I'm looking for? Initiative -2?
Most likely.
That's funny.
That is
They are
pretty happy.
not very dexterous creatures.
Yeah, clearly. And I will. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right, so it is its turn. It is going to make 3 attacks at Thanok. Good grief. Another nat 1, followed by a 2 for a recovery. So this guy has disadvantage on his next 2 attacks. Okay. So 21. Does 20 hit you?
Yeah,
Okay.
19 is my C.
All right. Well, I dropped a crit, and then he'll miss you with his second attack. So I'm going to get you that one time for. I need. He's going to pierce you for 29, and then I need the con save.
Did you already? No, you didn't.
No, it's only a dex save when they die. So it was con save is 22.
Is that with advantage though?
That one would be, yeah, but you still make it.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So
you're right.
it doesn't matter. So you'll take 4 points of poison damage.
Okay, so what was the other one was 29?
29, so 33 total. And that's going to go back up to Kelrin, who's going to attempt to smash it with Bigby's hand. Kelrin is not smashing anything with a 9. Mav.
Mav is going to tell it how awful it is and troll it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aww. It's
that's
still
kind of
kicking.
crappy roll.
Othig.
Othig, finish it off.
Othig, are you getting within 5 feet of it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well,
It's your MO, man.
no, I'll use the bow.
Are you serious?
Yeah!
You coward!
Coward! Intelligent warfare right here.
Coward!
Intelligent.
No,
Man,
you do you.
Intelligence
No,
Othig has.
no, you
Warfare.
do you, coward. It's fine, coward.
You're sad. You're gonna take the brunt of it again.
I'm gonna take like 5 points. I'm not worried about the poison.
When Othig pulls out the bow, Mav is just in shock. That he would refuse to get close to a creature to kill it.
Yeah.
All right. So you plunk an arrow into that sucker, and it starts to quiver, and it dies and stabs Thanok. Please make a dexterity saving throw. 16. So you'll take 15 points of damage from that, and then I need a con save from the poison. I might actually get you.
I know you might. It's gonna be real close.
This is gonna be real close.
You said the stab was 15?
15. The poison roll is terrible. It's only going to be 3 points of poison damage. So a total of 18 points of damage.
Okay.
That's one away. I'm so upset.
No, it's less. It's less than that. How much was the poison again?
3.
3. Total of 18. Good times. Good times. So you do now have several holes in your little pod as it tumbles through space. But
Somebody heal this fool!
but it looks like the urchin threat for the moment is gone.
I'd give you a potion, but we still haven't picked any up.
No, I got some. Though I got a bunch. Not a bunch, but I have some.
Do you want some healing?
I mean, yeah, sure.
He needs some healing. I'd give you my second wind if I could.
Mav is going to cast Beacon of Hope
Beacon of hope.
Ooh.
at the end of a long rest. Or a short rest, sorry.
Are we taking a short rest? Is that what we're attempting to do?
I mean,
We're not.
Thanik
Thanik
is just gonna lay down.
yeah, Thanik take a short rest. At the end of that, he's going to cast Beacon of Hope.
I will use
Song
of Rest. So if you want to, you can add a D10.
I'm
to
guessing Othig, Jeff, and I will be working on, repairing the ship to some degree.
Sure.
Do I get a long rest in?
Yeah, you guys get a short rest in.
Or a short rest, I mean.
Yep. It's kind of an uncomfortable short rest, though, because the pod is tipping. It spins once an hour. So, like, just when you get comfortable, you start to slide.
That's right.
Yeah, you start to slide every 15 minutes a different direction. Pillows are falling over, tables tip down, beds are tumbling.
I am going to.
You can also each have 20 hit points from the healer's kit.
Nice, thanks.
Oh, I don't need that. My hit dice are enough.
Well, you don't need to use your hit dice if you use the healer's kit.
I'd rather save the healer's kit because he can use that in combat. And
It restores on short rest.
Oh, it restores on a short rest.
Yep.
It does.
In that case, I don't have to use any of my.
I reread the feat and I was like, oh, that makes it so much better.
Yeah. So with all of this that's going on here, I'm going to, after talking to the dragon, I'm going to turn myself into a giant eagle and attempt to work this a little bit to at least get it to stabilize and move in a direction.
It's much easier than you would have thought it was going to be. You would have thought this was about to be very hard to do that, but there's something... Being outside of a structure, you can breathe like there's air there, but moving outside of a structure is somewhat akin to moving in the water.
Oh, all right.
You don't quite know how or why that happens or what the cause is, but it's kind of a thing. It's just really bizarre. And now that you guys have stabilized and you're not being attacked by urchins, looking around, you can see out into the vastness of the astral sea, and it is quite gorgeous. There's rivers, straight rivers of magical energy running through this place. Almost like ribbons of stars that we would see through a telescope, but it's fluid, raw weave energy just running through space. You see clusters and patches. What are you? Yeah, you guys are yelling in chat. I'm trying to read it.
Tony, what was the song of rest? How much was that again?
A D10, so you could get 10.
You're just pre-warning us that it ends in an hour, not that it's been an hour.
It ends after an hour.
So we can drift back to that while the rest is going on. You see, at one point in time, it looks like an entire. The best way to call it is a swarm, but you don't know if they're creatures or if they're plants. They look like giant dandelion seeds blowing on the wind. A big puffball with a long stem and a ball at the end just drifting through the sea. Your pod moves right through them. They don't pay any attention to you at all. They brush up against you a few times and off they go. It's really kind of a bizarre place.
Yeah. That's cool.
And so you tell Keith that to head to the black spot.
We would try in the hour's short rest to navigate to some common focal point.
Okay.
If there's a colored star or a cluster of giant fluffball things.
Sure. He tells
and
you...
the whole time during the short rest, you're all talking telepathically, which I can hear. I'm like, shush! I can't rest.
Tell Keith the big yellow one's the sun.
Yeah.
The big yellow one is the sun. He tells you to focus, as you look through the stars, on a constellation that you're familiar with. And so you guys would pick out one of our constellations, like Orion or Ursus or something like that. And it's bizarre how lifelike it becomes when you find it. It takes you a while to find it, but there it is. And it's got more stars, more defined lines. It's almost like an artist has drawn the picture of the constellation on top of it with other stars.
How cool.
And so you guys settle on one, and you begin to try and drift your pod towards it.
Yeah. I would ask Calrin if he has any any better magics than what I'm doing to utilize within all of this and get us moving in that direction. Maybe have your big fist throw us in that direction. I don't know.
That's probably a decent idea. He's got Big B now pushing the pod along. So you guys start to make pretty good time, and you begin to make something out off in the distance towards where you're headed. Make perception checks.
Keith checks.
Is this after the rest?
Yes. Well, during. So you probably should.
All right, then I won't.
Yeah, because you were using hit dice. So. Jeez,
another 32.
Tony. You've
I know, man.
on
33.
On it tonight.
Jeffrey is excited to be back. And he's showing off. At this point, he's like, oh no, they're going to replace me with these other arc. figure out how to be on my game.
I knew it. He was crying on the inside the whole
time.
Jeffrey, far off in the distance and not too far off of the direction you're heading. It's not right in line with where you're going. It's more off to center left. You see what appears to be a half circle blocking out some of the stars.
So like a dome?
Yeah, but it's upside down.
A bowl.
Does it look as big? Oh, I guess you said distance off.
Yep.
So it'd be hard to figure out. But like focusing on it, would I, in my own understanding of what happened back where we were, to be possibly the missing chunk of Toro?
Maybe. You start to look closer, make another perception check. You get right up against the glass and you start looking.
Oh yeah, I'm a bird. I mean, I have advantage. Oh, those were supposed to be a thing. That's an 18 on the dice.
Okay.
So.
And you are back inside the pod, correct?
I've been an eagle.
So what do you want to do with that? Where do you want to be?
If I understood correctly, I was grasping the ring at the top, trying to drag this dealio along.
Yeah. So you're sitting on top of the thing, and you're kind of flapping your wings and giving yourself a little extra momentum, and the hand is pushing, and you're staring forward, and all of a sudden something like right in front of you, inches from your face, shoots past. It's long, it's tubular, it's dark purple, and then you see 100 tentacly arms like right behind it. You pull your head back a little bit, and you turn and you look up at it, and there is some kind of squid-like creature that has shot past you on its way through the astral sea. And then you look down where it came from, and there's several thousand more coming.
I will now go inside the inside the pod. Yep.
Okay.
I will go inside and on polymorph.
Do you guys want?
Guys, this is about to get rough.
Do you want to do anything about the squid swarm?
Kelrin, can you? Again, I don't know what you can do, but I have the ability to make a major illusion area, like a 20-ish foot cube.
He starts laughing at you. He's like, bigger! And he just casts a spell, and all around you, everything looks like a giant rock.
Like the bird, or
no, like a giant, like you're an asteroid now, basically.
That's happy times.
You guys can see the outline of it, and the squid they won't smash into it. They flock around it, and they swim and they move like they're in an underwater school. And this goes on for an hour.
Oh,
As you guys drift through this giant squid swarm, and then everybody make perception checks again.
perception checks.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's all right. That's pretty good. So you're all looking out, and you're not quite sure what you see. It's about halfway through the swarm. There is the best way you could describe it is it's a cloud, but it doesn't move like a cloud,
Galactus.
and it doesn't. It's weird the way it works. You can see straight through it, but there's some sort of obscurity there that kind of moves through the center of the squid school. And it passes right through the side of Kelrin's illusion. It doesn't seem to bother avoiding it at all. And then it just keeps going.
Okay.
Huh.
Do you, Thanak, do you still have detect magic?
I do. I don't have it up. I can put it up.
You should do that quick.
Yeah. Based on what's his name? I'll put it up. Based on what
Flint,
whoever it was it Flint who was talking about the
the weave.
that'll look like a cloud?
I don't know if...
Somebody had said that the weave kind of looks like...
Oh, like plumes of smoke? You've seen that
Yeah.
in the rivers of the weave running through here. It looks
Okay.
like if you were to look out across a landscape and see 1,000 forest fires, this is what it looks like, the smoke pouring out of them. That's the weave running through here. You've seen that with your naked eye.
So this is different.
This is very different.
Well, I'll still cast Detect Magic, see
Okay.
what's going on.
You cast Detect Magic, and you can no longer see through this cloud. It is a solid wall of magical energy. It is illusionary in nature.
Do we want to mess with it?
It does not appear to know you're there right now.
No.
If it can know you're there, it doesn't appear to. Because it didn't try to avoid your rock like the squids did.
Yeah.
It just kept going. The squids obviously believed the illusion and floated around it.
I vote we just leave it be and keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue to drift on towards this half circle of ground, and you get closer to it, and sure enough, it is the missing chunk of Talist. And it looks like that. You can see sticking up out of the middle of this forest is the wizard's tower. The ground is extraordinarily cracked and splintered. And yeah, it looks like the area is on its way to pulling itself apart.
Oh.
Can we go land in the tower?
You certainly could, through a few more spells, if Kelrin used something to push the cage again, you could definitely direct yourself to the tower.
Do we want to just go straight to the tower, or do we want to land somewhere?
I mean, where?
I would
you mean
land-
like? I think
Weren't they
Feel like-
defensive? Weren't they like afraid of people attacking them?
Well,
They were.
I mean, now they're floating in
just-
the astral sea, so
Yeah, but if
I
we
mean-
just float a bird cage at them from outside of the astral sea, they'll probably just think we're pirates, and I'll look down at my outfit.
We are pirates.
yeah. but
You
I'm
know
gonna dodge
that
one.
they weren't necessarily attacking of outsiders, but they were on lockdown trying to contain the Nightmare Lord before he escaped.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
I'm gonna make myself look like a space cowboy.
What does a space cowboy look?
Probably like Captain Mal.
There we go.
Yeah,
I definitely
he's
look
totally a space
You
cowboy.
can't take the sky from him.
Yeah. With my beard, I probably look more like Jane, but scraggly. Or Book. No, I definitely look like Book.
I think if we land too far away, we're issues that it seems to be pulling apart. So there may be some sort of.
Mav is concerned that the Astral Sea is not. Well, it's not a safe area,
Yeah.
obviously, and we want to be here as little time as possible.
Yeah.
Are we still within Rary's telepathic bound, or are we out of it?
You're out of that because it's been an hour. It's been way over an hour. It's been close to
Okay.
half a day.
I will use sending, and I'll send a message to the dragon, Flint, and I will tell him, we found it. If you have the ability to get yourself home, maybe you should, unless you really want to come and find us. We're at the half a ping pong ball covered in grass.
You hear back strange noises. It is akin to like a warbling sound from some sort of bird, but there's a gurgle to it. And then some hissing and popping and a little bit of clacking mixed in it. And then you hear at the very end of that, you hear Flint say, "Run." But it looks like it sounds like he had an entire like phrase or sentence before that. But you don't know what he's saying by it. It picked up right in the middle of it, almost like your sending spell was interrupted by something.
Like there was static.
I would
In a
say
message.
more like you picked up a transmission that was in a language you did not comprehend.
Ooh.
It was
okay.
definitely language oriented, the noise that you heard, but it was not in a style that you have heard through comprehend language or any of that sort of nature. It was like really pretty far out there.
Tell Kelrin that Flint is in trouble, and all I got out of his message was run.
And he just laughs. He's like, "That's nothing new, this sissy. Big dragon, always running from things."
Well, in that case, good on him.
Well, and then he looks serious. He's like, "But we should be careful."
but we should run. All right. Well, so I think we should land closer
Sure.
to the tower.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So you land closer to the tower, and as you approach it, it's not hard to see. There is 2/3 of the way up. There is what, in your estimation, would be a rickety old fishing boat. Except on the sides of it are two huge, like, engines. Have you guys seen engines yet?
Yeah, we saw the alien ship.
Oh yeah, you totally saw the alien ships. Yeah, two huge
Exactly.
tubes that look like that, one on each side of it, and then it has some weird rigging and other stuff, and it's got a big sail, and it is moored to the north side of the tower. Further down is another ship that is moored to it, and this one looks like a giant cuttlefish, but it is clearly constructed to look like that.
I am so happy right now. Just wanted.
Why are you happy?
Because I love how the weird Spelljammer stuff.
Yeah.
I thought you were excited about the codfish.
The codfish. I mean, it's a ship. but I don't know that.
Yeah, it looks like a construct. It's pretty plain to tell that it's made of metal of some kind, and it's put together, and it's more on your side, but it's weird looking. It definitely is modeled after some sort of sea creature.
Yeah, you said half a day. Would that have been? No, we wouldn't have been able to get an actual long rest in that.
No, you guys got up in the morning and you left within 4 hours of that.
Oh, that's right. Timelines.
Yeah, you just wandered out in the woods, found Kelrin, went back, talked to Flint, got in the cage, and left.
Yeah.
Sounds like us.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even bother to ask any of the massive amount of pooled arcane people if they had any supplies or anything you might need.
In true granite back form.
We are the granite backs. They have nothing we need.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Thanks
There
for
it
that.
is. And looking at this tower as you approach it, it looks like there is no ground floor entrance, although the area around the base of the tower has been blasted out from it. It looks a bit like this. This one might take a minute. I think it's a bigger piece to pop. It's the ground all around it is blasted out. Where you can see is further up the tower. There are balconies and doors and a lot of large windows, and that's where these other two ships are moored, is to either a balcony or a large window.
Yeah.
I want my next character to be an Astral mage.
Oh, okay.
Just Astral Void Mage Tower. I just put them all together. Took out Tower. Sounds like it would be a cool class.
It's not supposed to say all that.
True.
It's supposed to just say that. That's all just there for me to be able to sort things and find them when I need them.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. We're in the astral void, and this is a mage's tower.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I want my next character to be an island tower.
So, what you're looking at there is the ground floor, and as you get closer, you realize none of these floors are connected, nor are they lined up, and they're all kind of moving a little bit. They're not moving in a pattern. Some of them are spinning out further than others. Some of them are really tight in the way they circle. They all seem to have a connective point, but they're not spinning on that point at the same place on the tower floor.
Like 6 hula hoops on one person.
Right, but some of those hula hoops, the person would be a squiggly line.
Yeah, I get what's going on. Yep. Are they all spinning in the same direction at least?
No, they're not.
Okay. This is a really good hula hoop.
Yeah, this person is like Cirque du Soleil hula hoop worthy.
Oh man. Russians.
Do the rings, floors or whatever, look like they're in danger of hitting other floors?
No, they look like they're stacked properly. They're just disconnected and spinning.
Okay.
I love that. That's cool. All right. Well, let's just go hijack that ship that has the longboat with the engines on it. Let's just go take that. And
no, because that actually does belong to for real pirates.
Yeah, that's fine. Without it, they can't fly. So let's go steal their ship, and then find your girlfriend. Or we're not here for your girlfriend. Who are we here for?
My friends, just my regular friends.
Oh, just one of your platonic friends.
Two of them. Jenica and Valrin.
Yep.
Oh, I know what I wanted to do.
Well, that's good because I was about to say, unless anybody has any better ideas, we are going to dock alongside the pirate ship.
Can I use my Weave Guardian tool that lets me contact the other ones?
You can certainly try.
Can I try to use that to see if I can contact Jenica and Valrin?
Yep, you can. This takes some time, but the approach is longer than it seems.
Ascending stone, but it's... Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
You have time to conduct the ritual. So you conduct it, and for a moment you hear Felrin, and he makes a realization. He says, Thana, and then you hear the same type of garbled noise that Jeffrey had described hearing.
Okay.
Felrin seemed terrified, but relieved that he heard you. It was pretty easy to pick up the emotions in his response to you.
Okay, well, at least he's alive now, anyways. I guess I could try to confidently be able to get through. And just ask him if you know, like, where is he?
After trying that a second time, all you get is the noise.
Okay. Yeah.
And I would say at this point in time, you guys, the cage is right outside the tower.
Yeah.
So you can choose to go in an entrance. There are 9 floors to this tower, including the blasted out ground floor, which is probably the basement. But so 8 above ground floors in the basement. And it might go down further than that. You just don't know.
All right. Well, let's go to the 8th floor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is there a way into the 8th floor?
Yeah, there's windows on all of these floors.
Oh, okay.
So that will be just 2 floors above the pirate ship. You guys dock on the 8th floor.
I want to make a real good check on that pirate ship to see if there's anybody in it.
Okay, make a perception check for me then.
You can do that with guidance.
Is that a D4?
D4.
14.
Okay, so you do not see anybody on the deck. It's a little bit smaller than you'd expect for a pirate ship. These guys have been pirates after all. You know about their antics on the dark sea and the Underdark. But you're not quite sure what it's for. However, you do pick up the name of the ship. It's written... Can you speak Gnomish?
I can.
I was going to say, I cannot.
You would point
You're
it
a
out
gnome.
I am not a gnome.
Oh, you're a halfling. I was like, you're...
Did you hear the offense?
You're basically a gnome.
Yeah.
There is a gnome amongst us.
You see the name written on the side of it. It's in Dwarven script, but it's arranged in a language you don't recognize. So you point it out, and Thanak says, it says Atomic Dustbin.
Atomic Dustbin?
Atomic Dustbin.
In gnomish. I will look at Kelleran and say, Kelleran, would you like to actually be a space pirate and get that ship for us while we run inside real quick? Or do you want to come inside?
Would be honored.
I knew you said Spice Pirate.
I'm gonna high five him.
He did say Spice Pirate.
Yeah, he's excited.
I'm gonna high five him.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have my fingers crossed behind my back.
He says, time to go stealth gnome. And he puts up his hood, and as he does it, he turns into a rock. And this rock begins to just slide out of the door. And then it tumbles through the atmosphere and lands on the ship below, and then just kind of scuttles away.
Well, that takes care of him. I'm the only mage again.
You're not a mage. I'll just point that out.
I am the only arcanist again.
So, and that was definitely a callback to Kelleran's favorite camouflage technique of turning into a rock and bombarding everything from his completely impenetrable camouflage.
Minor illusion, man. It's great.
Yep. So you guys dock on the 8th, the 8th floor, which is the rooftop of this place. And we're going to reveal... No, it's not the rooftop. What am I saying?
You said there were 9 floors, so I was going to
There's
ask
9
that.
floors if you count the basement. And so...
Well, you have to count the basement.
Right. So it's a big map. It's going to take a sec to reveal this. But it's going to be in the upper middle. You come in, and the area is pretty open. The walls have been smashed in. This place is a wreck. It's pretty destroyed. You see stairs going up and stairs going down. Across the way from where you dock your ship, there is a bloody altar.
Of course there is.
Yeah, because why wouldn't there be? How fresh is?
So you guys are disembarking the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So for sensibility's sake, you guys would have launched out some grappling hooks, pulled the cage in.
Yeah.
As soon as it would have made contact with this other structure, the gravity would have shifted. And the cage gravity now matches the gravity of this structure. Because the structure is larger, so it feels like it just assumes its gravity.
Oh, how cool!
Okay.
Yeah.
But it is now moving with the layer. As it spins around, the cage is moving with it. So it's kind of added a synchronous attachment to it. You jump off, you look around, you don't see anybody around, and you walk over to the altar. There is a body on the floor, not far from the altar. Looks like it was pushed off of it, maybe.
Like it was on the altar and fell off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look humanoid?
It looks like a woman. A human woman.
I will. Oh, I can't do that from a distance as a touch.
I don't know why my initial reaction was, does she have any identification on her?
Because you're an altar guy. Yeah, spare the dying's touch. I don't want to do that.
So, you guys want to... What do you want to do?
Does she look familiar?
No, she does not.
Is there any markings?
Does she look common?
What do you mean common?
Like, does she look like she's from common upbringings or nobility?
Are you
no.
like white?
Wow.
No.
Some of the statements.
Twice.
Does she look common, or does she look like a black urchin?
So she's dressed really strangely. She's wearing some sort of shiny, maybe leather suit. It's a material in a style you're not really used to. It's got some metal ringing up and down the arms and legs and some banding across the chest. And it looks like there's a place around her neck where she's got a coif that comes up that you would attach a helmet to. But the helmet is not there.
Is there any markings on any of her clothing that would like identify her as a member of the tower, or was she like?
She does have a marking on, like a symbol on her shoulder. It looks more. It's nothing you would recognize, but it looks like the type of symbol that a country would use, like a flag marking.
Oh, all right.
Yep. It's a rectangle, and it's got a diagonal slash from one side to the other, and then it's got equidistant from there. There's another banding, so it ends up being 5 pieces, and each one of them's a different color. The outside 2 are black, and then it's red, and then the center one is black again.
And she's human?
She's a human.
But is she really?
Well,
Is she dead?
There is a huge pool of blood coming out of the side. Like, she's laying with her face kind of to the side, and underneath her, it looks like it's emanating from her head. There's just blood everywhere. She looks pretty dead.
I'll shake her shoulder. Hey, lady.
As you shake her, her head kind of lops over, and she has a huge hole in the side of her head, and there is no brain in there.
Oh,
I will just lie for Jeffrey. She's not gonna make it.
Mav's gonna look over at Jeffrey and be like, "Hey, you want to talk to her?"
No, I don't. We need to leave. We need to leave right now. My legend about stuff like this when you guys were in the Underdark, and we need to leave. She's got a hole in her head with no brain. They eat it. We need to go.
Yeah, I know.
Jeffrey is actually freaking out now because he really likes his brain.
What do you want
I'll
to do?
I'll just point out to Jeffrey that I'm the smartest one here, so they'll come after me first. So you'll be
Yes,
fine.
but just because you're slow and I can outrun you doesn't mean that I should leave you.
Othig's gonna point and just say, "Unnatural that."
Is there anything to loot here?
There's lots of stuff laying about. You'd really have to pick through it, though, to see if you could find stuff that's lootable. This looks like obviously it was an arcane altar of one point in time. It doesn't look like she died in a ritual of it. It looks like she died leaning up against it.
What is going on? Holy cow!
Jeffrey trying to run away.
What's the actual heck? Why? Why is that?
Bear has reached Mach 1.
I've lost visual on the bear.
Gosh.
Oh, the internet.
But they're
man.
smashed like arcane goods everywhere, like alchemist stuff and
I will
braziers
take.
and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll take a quick cursory, not quick cursory, but I'll take a look around, see if there's anything of value.
Okay.
I'd like to give him aid in
Sure.
that.
I'm going to take a defensive stance.
Alright.
Hey, she's missing her helmet. I would like to find her helmet.
Maybe she never had one.
No, it's not far. It's a big glass bubble, it looks like, and it has been smashed to pieces. You find the ring, and it would fit there in the glass all nearby. It's right behind the altar.
Like an Aquanaut kind of helmet?
Yep.
Oh, why was she wearing that?
It was more glass bubble than Aquanaut. More like a dome, fishbowl style.
So we have a 24 and a 26 for our perceptions.
Okay.
Or investigation.
You find a really odd-looking piece of equipment that doesn't look like it belongs in the mage's tower. You think this woman might have brought it with her. It's pretty sophisticated looking. It looks like a lot of the stuff you saw on that ship that you knew was not from your space-time. You know, during the rip and the convergence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like stuff from then.
How big is it?
You'd need to hold it with two hands. It looks like you aim it at something and move some dials, and you don't even know.
Are you giving us a ray gun?
No, I'm not. It's more pyramid shaped, but it's got legs. Like you could stand it on something. Maybe look through it. It's got an eyepiece. It's really a weird piece of equipment. You don't know what it does.
Using Rary's telepathic bond, I'm going to inform Kelrin that there are brain eaters about, so that he knows to be careful.
Okay.
I assume there will probably be some static in the transmission, but
There is. It is completely garbled. And Tony, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw as you go to use this.
oh, okay, intelligence saving. I'm not great at those. Oh, that's good though. 17.
All right. There is definitely some psychic feedback, and you take 3 points of psychic damage.
Can I attempt to utilize that connection and try and hone in on that a little bit and viciously mock it in return?
Make an Arcana check.
Like, not find out where it's coming from, not find out what it is. I just want to...
So that's only an 11. That's not great.
No, you don't. You don't get back to it.
All right. Do I feel like I got through to Kelrin or no?
No, you're uncertain.
Okay.
So should we take this thing with us and get to the ship?
Yeah, is this thing like are we able to like carry it or put it
Yeah, you can carry it.
Let's be honest. Othig can carry this.
Alright.
It's big. It weighs about 20 pounds. It's mostly metal.
I got this. Let's go.
Alright.
Unless you want to try to find anything
So
else.
as you guys turn around to leave, you hear... sounds like somebody in armor running up the stairs to the south of this area.
I'm going to ready an attack action.
Okay.
I will...
Kelrin is not here.
I will... what level do I have to cast that at? It's a 2nd level spell. Oh, I would need to cast it at 5th level to get everybody else. I'm going to cast invisibility on myself and Mavamine.
Okay.
You said the south stairs, right, Mike?
I did say the south stairs.
Okay.
And I'm concentrating.
You guys are in squares now. Anybody else doing anything in preparation?
I will. Where do they on the map? Where?
The stairs just south of Othing.
Oh, I see.
This map was provided to us by my best Reddit friend, Mr. MR Valor. He does a lot of maps. He's the chief mod of the sub that I moderate.
I was going to ask about it because I saw it was from someone else.
Yep. I didn't have time to put together a tower map, and I was just going to use one of my other ones that you guys may or may not have seen. Some of you have seen it, some of you hadn't. I was like, I'll go see if anybody's got one I like. And Valor had a good one.
Are you on his patron?
No, I'm not his patron.
Oh, okay.
But I know he's got one.
Yeah, it set it down in the corner. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Mav is going to go hide out in the corner and see where the
right
approach
at
is.
the top of the stairs.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on this side.
Yeah. Where I just drew that arrow, that's where your birdcage is.
Yep. Jeffrey's kind of hiding. I think I have a corner here that I can also be a little hidden behind.
So, Othig, you get to do this first. Make a perception check. 13. You could swear, and they're not very common. You've seen them in mines. They're a newer invention. It's kind of gnomish, so you guys as Kren haven't seen a lot of them, but Euros had a small one. You could swear there is a steam engine that is designed to pull mine carts, making its way up the stairs from the sound that's being made at the moment. Okay, so that has stunned you into what the heck do I do with that? And coming up the stairs,
pretty much
right here on the platform, and he gets to hear, and another one's right behind him. I'm going to remove this here. Pointer. It's going to get in my way. You see two large metal men. And one has a huge, grasping claw coming out of one arm, and the other has an empty hole with this big cylinder on his arm. And they've got steam pipes coming out of their neck and big dials and gauges, on their head where their eyes and stuff should be. And it looks over at you, and its jaw pops open, and there's just, a steam whistle shout at you. And he points his hollow arm at you. But you are prepared for this. You could strike him first if you want to, but it's really hard to tell if he's aggressive or not. I'm going to say, with what you're seeing, he probably looks aggressive.
He pointed at you and screamed.
You may want to make an insight check, or... Yep. Oh, good. Very nice. Mav's making an insight check. Mm-hmm. Oh, think you'll have to make one as well. This is all happening very fast. That's pretty stinking good, Othig. It might be scared. But you can't tell because instead of eyeballs, it has pressure gauges. But they're definitely bouncing all over the place. Mav, you're kind of in the same boat. You're like, I don't know if this thing's violent or not.
Mav is going to be like, "How, friend? We come in peace."
You're invisible.
Yeah.
Are you invisible right now?
There is now a voice that is saying, "How, friend? I come in peace." And I'm going to just project it as if it's coming out of Othing.
Yeah. Oh, thing. Just move your mouth up and down.
These guys are used to mouths not working.
I was going to say something myself, but I'm just going to let this happen at the moment. I still have my prepared action, correct? I can still exercise that right.
Othig, you're the only thing you can think is bloody magic as Mav's voice projects from where you're sitting, it puts its arm, it pulls its arm back just a little bit, and then it puts its claw hand forward, and the claw starts spinning really fast, and it starts to skirt along the wall. It is definitely aiming at you, but it is moving this way, and then this third one makes an appearance, and then suddenly disappears. Oh, no.
I'm striking.
Okay. Number one.
I'm going to strike the one that disappeared.
All right, you can whack at it as it goes to disappear. That is, I don't think, going to hit it. It will not. You just barely miss this thing. It disappears right out of your range really quick, and with that, the other two start to kind of move and leap forward, and that will be initiative. That everybody? All right. Jeffrey, you're up first. You see these two things? They look like Othig just went to attack one, but it looked like it got away. The other two look like they are poised to attack.
Okay. They haven't spoken at all, correct?
Not in a way that you understand.
Right. I think it needs to be able to understand me in order to do that.
I can seriously watch this bear gif all day. Sorry.
It's actually our trainers back at the keep training our bears.
Like, why is this so entertaining? Why?
Does need to be able to understand me. Okay, I was going to use suggestion, but they need to understand me for that.
How do you know that they don't?
I mean, that's perfectly fair.
They are very humanoid looking in shape. Even though they're made of metal and pistons and things are quite weird.
All right. I'm going to look at the more aggressive of the two. Would that be 3 or 2?
Probably 3. He looks like he's closer to making a move.
Okay.
They look equally aggressive, but 3's up next in initiative, so...
Yeah. So that is the one I will target then. I will cast suggestion on it. It will fail. How wonderful. So you're invisible. And I will suggest, just out loud, and I will say, stand down. We are not a threat to you.
Okay. So you watch as it pulls its arms inside of its body core and its head retreats and it just collapses into about a 3-foot tall, 2-foot wide cylinder. And it kind of bounces back and forth and sits on the ground.
And then I will use my can I apply the undeniable logic without doing damage?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
I'm
think
going to
I
say
can.
no.
Yeah. And then I will just, I guess, look at the other one and say, "Hey, over here," and put my hands up. We don't mean any harm. Like, we're not bad guys.
And then
He's
you're
just
gonna
really
hurt it?
jumpy. No,
Oh.
I'm just gonna say that's my free action.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it, and then I'm just gonna put my hands up and be like, "We can be allies."
Okay. So I'm going to turn this guy into an M for moron. He is collapsed and shrunken into a thing. And Jeff does that, and the one folds up, and then you hear this smashing and screaming, like pipe screaming. Like the kind of shrieking when steam starts to escape from a break in a valve, and then it just suddenly stops, and running into the room are these two guys, who they immediately turn their attention towards Othig as they come into the room. Doink.
Way to go,
Doink.
Othig.
Well, can I make a strike at one?
No, because you already made a strike at the... No, that was a prepared action. So yes, you may make a strike at one as he comes into the room.
I want to be invisible.
Is it regular invisibility, Tony, or greater?
It's just regular for you and I right now.
So you're no longer invisible.
I am no longer invisible, but you are.
Okay, so you whack at the first mind flare that comes running into the room. And
I stand
Oh.
corrected. I stand corrected. Mavamine is not invisible because I cast suggestion, which is also concentration.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So you whack at him, and then they begin to make noises that Thanak and Jeffrey recognize immediately as the sound of the garbled messages. It is the exact same sounding language, and they are both going to move in closer to Othig, and then there is going to be, let's see.
There will be lunch.
There might be lunch, you don't know. Let's see. What are they going to do? There's a psychic blast in a 60-foot cone. So everybody in the party needs to make
Does that go through
intelligence
the wall that I'm
saving
standing
throws.
behind?
It does because it's
Yeah, you're-
psychic.
Oh, snap.
Yikes.
Intelligence saving throw?
Intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Bye-bye, guys.
All right. So number 2 lets loose a psychic blast, and
Everybody, except for Mav.
everybody except for nope, that's not the damage. Where'd it go? There's the damage. That's funny. My 2d10 was better damage than my 4d8 plus 4. That's kind of
Is that a spell or is it just an ability they have?
it's a psionic ability they have.
Okay.
Everybody who rolled poorly, which is everyone but Mav, is stunned.
Great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Oh,
Just
wait, hold on.
Where I like to be.
I'm gonna check something because I don't know if I can actually do it.
Okay.
You have Indomitable.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you before. I don't know if I have that or not because when I got the natural 1 earlier, could Jeff have used his gnome ability?
No,
Halfling
because
ability on me?
we talked about it, and he saved it because you used Indomitable.
I just used it. I forgot he even had that.
Right,
So
and then-
I guess that's the question.
Yeah, then right after that, he went, I could have done that. Oh, but you used Indomitable, so no big deal. So,
Oh, I didn't. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's fine.
or something akin to that. It
Yeah,
was a certain
I
version.
didn't know how often you could use Indomitable, so I was just like,
Once a long rest.
oh.
So no, you don't have it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So all 3 of you guys are stunned by the psychic blast, and Mav is not, so that's cool. And then the other one leans forward, and he is going to make an attack roll at advantage against Othig. That's a nat 20.
Oh,
Oh.
So Othig, this thing, it leans forward and his tentacles just spread out around your face and it just grapples your face. And you're going to take... Oh, it didn't it didn't nat 20 it.
you're going to take complete brain damage.
13, 10 is 12. You're going to take 31 points of psychic damage as these tentacles hit you and power just arcs through your head. And it hurts
That's
a
where
lot.
that goes. Yep.
And that's their turn. Warforged 3 is a can. Mav, you're up.
He just didn't need to attack
Mav
them. He can attack them.
is going to.
He is a moron.
You basically gave him a shutdown command.
I said stand down. Yeah, you're right. Yep. He's standing.
Mav is going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Good call.
All right.
Actually, that's.
Who are you going to make friendly in it?
Well, right now that robot is friendly.
Okay. The robots are friendly. Because the other one still is a creature. It's just in sleep mode.
He's an object.
Um,
Lesson.
and that is going to be at 4th level.
Ooh, Mav's pulling out the biggins.
Well, my entire team left me.
No, we didn't leave you. We're just stunned.
Oh.
Yay. What's the third thing you're attacking there, Mav?
The allied Warforged.
Well, yeah, but we probably want the Warforged to attack them.
Are they attacking? Wait, are they against us or against them?
We don't know.
Oh, then I'm not attacking.
They're against us now.
Sorry, I
We
thought
don't
they
know
were
if-
attacking Othig.
Well, they were going to, but we don't know if these things will attack these things.
Okay, then I'm not attacking the Warforged.
Okay.
You can remove the damage from that.
Will do. Alright, so your Spirit Guardians show up, and at first the Warforged kind of pulls back like it's being attacked by them too, and then it doesn't take any damage. But it does pound on the 2 Illithids. And then
Right.
it is its turn, so it needs to make a judgment call. It turns, and you watch as this blast of fire shoots out of the cylinder arm and washes over the Mind Flayers.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he doesn't have a brain.
Yeah, but from the sound of it, it didn't matter. They still tore his friend apart.
Oh, that's what happened to the other one. We thought he just went invisible.
Yeah, that's kind of why I made this encounter happen that way. So...
The other one poofed, but we don't know what happened to it.
Well, you heard it being smashed and screaming.
Oh, gotcha.
And let's see, that's the Warforged turn. Alright, Thanok, it's your turn. You're stunned. And
Do I make a save or am I just no longer
I need to
stunned?
check that real quick. Creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect of it on itself with a success. No.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Nope. Othig, you are stunned, so your turn goes by. You can try and save. Not enough, buddy. Closer. Better. Jeffrey.
Did you, real quick, I don't think you told us how much damage we took from the mind.
Oh, I thought I did.
You just said that it was worse than your 2d10. That's all you told us.
Oh, my bad. It was
19, 31.
19 points of damage. That's how much he did to you personally when he put his tentacles on you. It was
Also plus 19 more.
Yeah, it was 19 damage from the mind blast. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, can I have advantage of my intelligence?
I
You
gave
have
you
an
inspiration.
I have an inspiration. I'm gonna use it. But I was hoping maybe, honesty and all. But I'm gonna, I am actually gonna use my. Well, is inspiration something you can use afterwards to get advantage, or do you have to use it beforehand?
You use it to add a d8.
Oh, I thought it was
there's different
advantage.
ways. The book version is you get advantage, but we've often played where you get a dice to add to it. In my mind, this one was a D8 dice to add to your roll.
I will
It's
do
like-
that then.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Honesty
use
is good. And honestly, you're stunned.
it. 13 and a D8. Bap. Ooh, plus
D8,
Oh,
one.
yeah.
D8 saves your butt. You are no longer stunned.
Yay!
All right, so now it is Mind Flayer 2's turn. He cannot grapple Othig because this guy's already doing it. So he's going to step out and come over towards Mav. And he is going to make a tentacle attack at Mav. And does a 15 hit you?
Nope.
Oh man!
You watch these. He reaches forward with his face tentacles and tries to slap them around you, thinking that you'd be easy to hit because you're wearing robes and you are far more agile and protected than he was ready for.
He actually hit the eye patch.
Does 16 hit you?
It does.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's like real close. And then let's see. Number 1 is going to attack Othig. So, Othig, you watch as right in your face, this beak opens up and this drill-like tongue shoots out and it stabs you right in the face. And it hurts unbelievably. And you can feel your skull and your bones cracking. And you are going to take, let's see here. You're going to take 56 points of damage.
Yikes!
But it looks a little surprised it didn't get into your head.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
And let's see, that's their turn. Mav, you're up.
Well,
Get those
first off,
Spirit Guardians doing some crap.
Mind Flayers, Spirit Guardians. And then he's going to step here and target number 1. And he's going to use a spell. Which one? Let's see, I'm too close for that. So I think we're going to use... Inflict Wounds really the only thing else I've got. Would Mav have any idea whether or not he would feel that these things would be resistant to necrotic?
You have no idea. These things are crazy. Well, they're not super foreign to you. You saw them in the Underdark. But as far as like encountering and what their abilities are, that's very alien to you.
Okay. He would definitely use the Divine Precision for that.
I appreciate that because I thought you were actually going to miss when I saw that roll up. I was like,
I did too, and so that was my gut reaction.
Yep.
And that is going to be a 4th level spell.
all right. So you put your hand on the side of this thing's head and you're like, get off my cousin! And the necrotic power like pulses through it and just blasts this thing off. It smashes against the wall, and the Warforged lets out a boop boop, an arm pump. It's very excited about what just happened. And so then it is going to turn, and it's going to... You got anything else you're doing, Mav? You still have a...
He's just going to turn toward the other one and say, "You're next."
It responds...
You're getting it!
With that style language that you were hearing. And the
Mav does the same thing.
is going to take a crack at it with its spinning claw hand, and it's gonna tear into it for 19 points of damage.
All I can think about is Nate whenever he's doing that Bluto voice.
Yep, that's pretty close. Thanak, make an intelligence saving throw.
Would one of them no longer be stunned?
Mm-mm. It lasts. It doesn't say when the creature dies.
Okay.
They basically turned your brain into pudding.
Yeah.
Othig.
I still have to save, right?
Yep.
Or no?
You do still have to save.
Indomitable.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Nope. Jeffrey, you're up.
I'm going to look at that one and just put my hands on my face and wiggle them like tentacles. And then I'm just going to turn around and moon him. using my undeniable logic, I'm going to deal psychic damage to him.
Your childish behavior combined with the fact that your main skill is called undeniable logic is... I don't know why, but I really do want to look at his butt. I feel so bad about myself.
So he'll take 6 psychic damage and he'll have disadvantage on his next saving throw, which will be vicious mockery as I put my head between my legs and make the squid thing under my butt.
All right.
Because why not? So I'll just do this. So he succeeded on the
wisdom
first
saving throw.
try.
He's very good at those.
Yeah, but he has disadvantage, so I do it again?
No, he has advantage on them.
But Filbert getting... Dang it! I almost got through the whole episode without doing it. And I even thought I get to tell him at the end of this battle that I made it a whole episode without doing it. And then I just did it.
I'm so proud of you.
Jeffrey put undeniable logic on him, which gave him disadvantage.
Okay.
But you had advantage.
Oh, gotcha. So that would make it
to a normal roll.
It should be just a straight roll because they have advantage against spell attacks.
Okay, do you just want to roll a d20 then?
Yeah, I will.
Because I have no way of telling what I rolled on those two.
He would have succeeded.
Okay, so he succeeds. So he will take no damage then from Vicious Mockery. Is that how that works?
Yep.
Dang it.
'Cause it's a
Okay.
cantrip.
I'm just going to stay like that.
Okay.
Flipping him off.
Yep, and this is the one that used his Mind Blast, so I have to roll again to see if he gets that back. He does not. He is... You watch as he looks at Mav very angrily and then looks around the room and disappears.
Oh, no. What does that mean?
You don't know.
Take an attack of opportunity.
You do not get to take an attack of opportunity. He used... it's not a spell, but he used Plane Shift. Because they don't use spells. They use all psychic ability. They hate spellcasters. Hate them with a passion. And so they'll kill an Illithid if it becomes a spellcaster. Because some of them develop that ability. Then they go into exile.
Yeah, they have spell-like abilities. I don't know if that counts for Mav's ability to...
It is.
Okay.
It is something that circumvents his abilities. So he used a psychic plane shift, and he noped the heck out of there.
Yep.
So the Warforged is now looking at you guys, and its fist is still spinning, and it's still pointing its thing at you. I would say at this point, Othig and Thanok come out of the stun.
Hands up.
Everybody puts their hands up.
Holy cow, that's embarrassing. Wow.
Mav would tell the Warforged that we come in peace.
It makes a bunch of toots and whistles, and then you hear it start to make language, and you hear the word remodulating, speaking common from planet Talist. And
that was really funny because you actually glitched out a little bit during
Yeah. It was perfect.
It was.
And it says, we need to leave immediately. And it
Fair
picks
enough.
up its friend and it starts running for the wall.
Just for the wall.
Well,
there's
in that
a
case,
hole in
I
the
think
wall.
that we should probably get going.
So you guys go out to your birdcage, and as you do, the dustbin pulls itself around, and there's Kelrin standing on board with what appears to be a giant crab-like robot that looks like its body is made out of a huge, massive, we're talking like 8-foot around soup kettle. And its head, it's got a big robot head affixed to it that's full of pistons and dials and stuff. And it's got one giant pressure gauge right in the middle of its face. And it's waving everybody over.
The soup kettle is waving everyone over.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll hop in.
Okay, Kelrin's in. He's waving at you guys, too. And so
Yeah, let's,
I am ready for soup.
all right, you guys all jump across, and the Warforged sets his friend who turned into a cylinder down and starts banging on the top of it, and its head pops out of it and starts looking around, and then it makes a hoot, and then it transforms back into a thing, and they run around the ship, and they start to do things to get the ship ready to fly. And as this is happening, make perception checks.
Yeah, I want to know what horror we're escaping.
Yes, you do. So, you guys are kind of all standing around in amazement looking at what's happening. You've never seen anything like this. You've seen a few gnomish machines and whatnot, but these things seem completely automated and to some degree autonomous in their intelligence. And the dustbin pulls away from the tower. Just as on the far side of it, Jeffrey, as it's pulling away, you think you see something, so you keep looking and you kind of stare. You do that thing where you keep bending to see around something else that's moving, and you see that strange cloud-like thing you saw in the swarm of squids, and it's starting to envelop the island, and the soup kettle yells, "It's the Black Void! It's the Black Void!" And this scream goes out of its mouth. It's a fairly feminine voice, but my voice is trash, so I can't do it. And it just starts this like warning klaxon just pouring out of its being. And the robots start pulling on the rigging, and there's one that's just cranking this pump, and the engines are starting to fire up. And out of this cloud, you watch these tentacles that are easily 100 feet in diameter. Like at their base. I mean, they taper into a tentacle. They're starting to pull the ground from the tower back into the cloud. And then emerging from this cloud is a ship that looks similar in structure to the cuttlefish ship that was docked lower, except it's far larger. And the tentacles just start to pull the island apart, and then they start to reach for you guys. And I think that's where I'll leave you.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get away like that bear.
Seriously.
Welcome,
Yes.
Welcome to the Astral Sea, fellas.
We have lost visual on bear. That's so good. Freaking out. Alright, have a nice night, guys.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna go eat. All right, good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.